What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Hippo Supercoach, and today I'm going to be counting down 24 to number 20 in my top 25. It's going to be a good video. Everyone get the popcorn out because we're going to be breaking down my next 4 players. Or next 5 if you include 20. So at number 24, we have Christian Petracca. So if we quickly look at Christian Petracca's scores, in the actual last year, he actually went nuts, and I actually reckon he kind of went under the radar to an extent. So let's bring him up real quick. Christian Petracca. So he went from the 117.5. That 2020 was a little bit skewed. Remember that, guys, because obviously we had the COVID year. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be a little bit skewed, but it is still something to go off. So it went 117.5, or basically 118, 111, 112, and then 120 last year. And I don't know how much scoring he did without Oliver. I think he was pretty good all year. But obviously, like, the back end was really solid. He does butcher it. That's the only thing with him, but he is a great option. Now, obviously a gun player, whatnot, Christian Petracca, one of the best in the comp. The only thing is he has that very bad buy where I believe he has the 2 buys with like 5 teams or something. So that's what makes me a bit hesitant to pick too many Melbourne players or players from that buy in general, because we've got to bypass on a few of them, I think, initially anyway, because if we stuck up with all of them, we're going to be screwed in the best 18. So for me, Max Gawn is non-negotiable, so I wouldn't be picking track based on that. That's my logic with it anyway. So I would personally pass on Petracca as a starting pick. But I can see why he'd be a good pick. And if you're maybe going someone, if you're not going Gawn, who else has the bad buy? I think Walsh has the bad buy. If you're not going like Gawn or Walsh, and maybe you can afford, or Dacos, you can afford to maybe go someone like Petracca. But I just think with all the Ubers in that midfield, or in the midfield category, I think Petracca has to be avoided just because of that buy. If you didn't have that buy, or if you're not caring about the buys you're playing for head-to-head, I'd definitely consider picking him. Obviously, M3, one of the best means in the game. Yeah, no-brainer pick. But yeah, if you're playing for ranking, I think we avoid him. Moving on to the next one, we have fuck off Supercoach. I'm not interested in giving you a review right now. Is Nick Newman from Carlton. So he's my 23rd hottest player. And when I say hottest, I'm not saying it in a gay way. I'm saying it in a way of like playing well. So averaged 100.2 last year, and I believe in the back half of the year he really got freed up into a nice floating position. Let's see if the scores correlate directly. So I don't know what happened to this 59 Hawthorn. Okay, it was a big blowout win, so probably didn't get see too much of the ball back there. But after that, 114, 106, 92, 137, 144, 118, 129, 101, 88, 110, 81 in the prelim. Prelim was a very weird game, so I probably wouldn't take that into account. And Jordan Boyd actually may have affected him there, so that's one thing to watch. If Jordan Boyd plays, I'm not sure if they plan on playing him, but if he does play, it could hurt Nick Newman. So we'll have to wait and see in the practice match. But I do think, obviously there's so much upside here. Once again, the only issue is that last buy. So keep an eye on Nick Newman. Again, if your team structure isn't too favouring for that bad buy, then go for it. The next one I want to talk about is Errol Goulden. So this is another guy that's really going under the radar. And I think, he's got to be in consideration. The only issue is, like I said, is he's got the second worst buy. So not the absolute worst, but the second worst. So the reason I'm bringing it from one monster to the other is because I don't want to spoil the other, the next few. So it's kind of like a suspense thing. So he went from 85.7 to 111.3. Now, can he get better? I think he can. Age would definitely suggest so. The only issue with Errol Goulden is I thought he had an unreal year last year. Stat-wise, how much better can he get, really? That's the only thing. He finished like a house on fire. Besides that 66, he was just going nuts. Look at this. 111, 164, 124, 143, 117. 66, 152, 120, 90, 109, 138, 130. Now, we only have him as a mid, obviously, so that's something to consider. But do you think, I think that the question we have to weigh up is, do you think Errol Goulden can get better stats-wise? And if he can't get better stats-wise, can he at least maintain what he did last year? I think he can. but I don't know if he'll be quite in that top 8 mid. As a player, he's definitely one of the best players in the game, nearly won the Brownlow, but will he actually crack into that like Supercoach gold, like 115 plus? That's the question we have to think about. So my opinion, he definitely can. I'm going to keep a close eye on in the preseason, make sure he's playing inside mid role. Even if he plays wing, he still should score all right. I'm not really sure what happened in these games. Maybe a tag, maybe he just couldn't get the ball. I'm not sure. Kick to handball ratio is really good as well. If you just have a quick look along those lines. It's another thing about Goulden, he uses it very well. So, and they look to get the ball in his hands as they go forward. Alrighty, 2 more players we're going to talk about. So next one is Rowan Marshall. So Rowan Marshall is being very slept on at the moment. I personally think for the right reasons, but we still have to talk about him because he is still relevant in the Supercoach game. So 92 to a 114.3, and I think he finished off quite well. So 160 in the elimination final, 154, 141, 146, 118, 113, 124. Take out that 58, 149, 104, 99. He finished very, very well. So owners, we would have been pretty happy with him. I actually didn't realise how well he finished. I'm not sure what happened in like game plan wise for that to actually happen. It seems like he's just getting more of the ball really. 31 touches in that elimination final, and he had 21 kicks. So that's a very positive sign, obviously. But would I pick Marshall? I just think personally the 2 rucks that I have right now, Gawn and Grundy, are too valuable to consider Rowan Marshall. But yeah, at this point, wait and see. If you really like him, then yeah, he could definitely be R1. Especially with Tim English, not being at full training. I think there's no point considering English. And I'm actually considering getting rid of Bont. I have got rid of Bont. I'll talk about my team in a second, just because he's not a full training either. So, moving on to the next one, Jordan Ridley. So, Jordan Ridley, look, I did this list maybe a week ago, and since have found out that he actually is not playing that role we assumed he was going to play. It seems like he's going to play lockdown if he has to. I think he said something like that. He's going to play lockdown if he has to, and he's going to play intercept if he has to. So he's going to be like he'll be swinging between roles, and that's just an absolute nightmare for Supercoach. So you'll have a game where he'll probably drop a 150 playing off the ball, and then you'll have a game where he might drop a 70 playing that lockdown role, maybe even less. So Jordan Ridley for me, I'm staying away. But like I said, I could see they could play him free. That's the thing, they definitely could. But it seems like they don't want to do that. They want to play a bit more, a bit less Supercoach friendly, unlike Hawthorn. So that's it. So we've got Dunkley at 25, Track at 24, Newman at 23, Goulden at 22, Marshall at 21, and Ridley at 20. So I'll do 19 to 15 in the next video. But yeah, we'll talk about my team update. I don't know if much has changed at this point. I'm pretty set on this back line for now. Luke Ryan could go. I'm not sure. Just for now, got the good buy. So that's one reason I have him. Luke Ryan and Hayden Young, 2 Freo boys. At this point, passing up on Sarong and Brayshaw. I just don't think they're going to be top 8. I think a lot of people will pick them, and they'll be a little bit disappointed because they won't be. You might have to sideways. I don't think you'll be able to compete with like a Clary in the finals or something like that, or a Bont. So yeah, I don't really want to start anyone I'm not planning on having in my final team. So the midfield looking like Laird, Butters, LDU, Green, and Walsh. So yeah, Green and Walsh got those annoying buys, and Laird, but LDU and Butters, they're in the pretty good buy range. I think all 5 of those guys, they've actually got a bit of upside to them. Like Laird copped a lot of tags last year. I don't think he'll cop as many this year just because Dawson really broke out. Laird could become Dawson. I'm not sure, but for now, I do like Laird, and just tackling machine I really like. Jack Seal's another one I'm really considering. So yeah, maybe he could come in for someone if I need to free up some coin. But yeah, Butters, he's going to be good. I'll talk more about him in the hottest series. But yeah, at this point, Butters is going to be good. LDU is going to be good as long as he stays healthy. That's the only thing with LDU is he has to stay healthy. So that's one thing to worry about a little bit. Tom Green finished off like a house on fire. Sam Walsh, I mean, his final series was unreal. I'm just going to have to pick him based on that, I reckon. Apparently gotten a bit stronger, so fingers crossed. I think he's ready for a massive inside mid-year. And then the rucks, Gawn and Grundy, I don't see this changing ever, to be honest. These guys are pretty much locked away for me. Throw the keys away. Forward line, Flanders, Fisher, Billings, Reed, Caddy, McRae. You know what, the first two I'm pretty set on. Seems like Zach Fisher's going to play that cheesy halfback role that Sheasel was playing. Sheasel actually might have come out of my team. He apparently is playing mid-forward, training with the mids and forwards. Look, he could be good, but I don't know if he's that good of a player to actually have a crazy, like, offensive impact. Or, like, not offensive impact, but, like, crazy impact midfield and forward. I don't know if he's that good. I think Dacos was, like, very good. So he could actually make that switch from the back line to the mid and play a bit of forward to kick goals. I don't know if Sheasel was that talented. Obviously, he's talented, but he did get a lot of cheap ball last year. So wait and see. See how he looks in the preseason. I mean, obviously, he's only young still, so you wouldn't pick too many players in their second year to be a primo, barring Nick Dacos. So we'll see. That's it for the video, guys. Hope everyone enjoyed. If you're still watching, thank you. It's an 11-minute long video, pretty long. And yeah, we'll get to the next ones in a few days. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.